What's wrong about you? The whole world was wrong about you. They're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony. You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey, everyone.
Team Cap or Team Iron Man? Who knows? So, I've seen this movie now 2 times in one day. 2 times in one day. This movie came out today and I've seen it twice. This is the first time in my life that I've been to the cinema on any day, whether it's the opening day or just a normal day, but I've been to the cinema to watch a film and see it on the exact same day. Deadpool was the first film that I've seen in about 10 years, ever since Looney Tunes Back in Action. That was the first and only film before Deadpool in which I saw more than once in the cinema. But Deadpool was the only film since then where I watched the movie on multiple occasions. Batman v Superman being the second, Captain America being the first, but Captain America being the first movie I've seen twice in a single day. I had to see it. It was that good. Just like I said in my non-spoiler review. This movie had everything. It had the action, it had comedy, it had emotion, it had everything. The structure was good. The pacing was good. I really loved the introduction to Black Panther and Spider-Man. They served their parts in they basically they weren't just there for filler roles. They weren't just there for quick cameos, especially Spider-Man, because we all thought that Spider-Man, like when he first was introduced, when he was first announced, we thought that he was gonna just be a 2-minute cameo. That's not the case. Spider-Man is full on. We get 2 scenes of Spider-Man and a 1 post credit scene of Spider-Man. So that was very good. I really loved Tom Holland in this. I really loved when Tony Stark and Aunt May, when they interacted with each other, when Tony Stark was flirting with Aunt May. That was very funny. So I really can't wait to see more of that in Spider-Man Homecoming next year, because as we know, Spider-Man Robert Downey Jr. is set to appear in Spider-Man Homecoming, whether that's going to be a major role like he is in Captain America Civil War, or it's just a minor role. It's yet to be. I think it's going to be like a major role. In a way, it's going to be like a role he played in this movie here, I think, because they won't just sign him up for a quick cameo. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But yeah, this movie. Back to this movie. The best fight scene in this movie. You know which one. You know where I'm going with this. The airport scene. The airport scene. It was so good. It was so good. Because in Age of Ultron, you remember in that big fight between all the robots, when all the Avengers were fighting the robots, and they were doing the money shot where they were like the big panel shot where they were like moving the camera. I can't explain it. Where we were just basically seeing all the Avengers fight the robots all at once, and then there was this heroic music in the background, something like that. You get the idea. So I felt that was a bit messy. Like you couldn't focus on one particular fight. You couldn't on one particular person. It was all over the place. But whereas Civil War in this one, it was focused. You know who was fighting who. It was clear. It was well paced. Was struck. I just love this so much, so much. The Spider-Man in this fight scene, for me he was the highlight in this fight scene. He was the highlight. He was cracking jokes from left to right. That is the Spider-Man we know and love from the comic books. I love that. I love Tom Holland's For me, I've always said this: the perfect Spider-Man will be a combination of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Them two to combine will be the perfect Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And I think Tom Holland is pretty close to that. Pretty close. Even probably on point. Probably, when I say on point, probably perfect. Like, there's nothing he can do to improve. Nothing. Probably. It was that good. Like, there was this point where there was this joke that well, it wasn't really a joke, but it was just a funny moment where Red Wing, where Spider-Man was about to take out Falcon and Winter Soldier, but Red Wing, I don't know how, but he managed to grab Spider-Man and then he threw him out the window, and then Spider-Man was like, it was just funny. He just made this funny noise or something. It was just funny, and then Ant-Man as well in this fight scene. If you haven't watched this movie yet, you're gonna find out that Ant-Man will turn into Giant Man. Giant Man. That's it. The people I went with. Okay, I went with two groups of people because I saw this movie twice. The first group of people I went with comic book fans, actual people who read the comic books and stuff and watch the movies, just thing. Second group of people I went with were people who watched the movies but didn't read the comics, basically. So the second group of people I went with who didn't read the comics but watched the movies, they said that they didn't like the Ant-Man movie because they felt that Ant-Man was boring. He was a boring character. He had boring powers. They didn't find him that interesting. But coming out of Civil War, it was a different story. They loved Ant-Man. They said that he was more interesting. They said that they liked how he turned giant. That they think he's interesting because of his powers and that he can turn both small and giant. So I really loved that. The second group that I went with also, they too agree with me when I say that this is the greatest comic book movie of all time. That's what they say. One of my friends, let me tell you a story. He doesn't like Captain America: The First Avenger, and that is the reason why he doesn't like Captain America: The Winter Soldier, because he doesn't like Captain America: The First Avenger. So he said he made up his mind after seeing The First Avenger, he made up his mind that he doesn't like Captain America. So therefore he doesn't like The Winter Soldier. Although I think he thinks it's a good movie, but I don't know. But he didn't want to admit it, but he had to. He had to admit it that Captain America: Civil War is the greatest comic book movie of all time, the greatest Marvel movie of all time, greatest comic book movie. He had to admit it. He didn't want to, but he admitted it, and that's what he said to me. So that's how good this movie is for me. It's just so good, so good. I'm gonna see it again on Sunday, because it's my brother's birthday, so we're all going out Sunday. It's my brother's birthday on Saturday, anyways, but we're gonna see it on Sunday. So hopefully I just come out this movie enjoying it even more. So the villain, Baron Zemo. What I really like about Baron Zemo, especially in my second viewing of this movie, I like his motive. I really like his motive. His motive was very strong, very solid. That was very good. But the one nitpicky thing I have about Baron Zemo is his plan. His plan was kind of dumb. It's not that it was dumb, it's just that it was too convenient. Before I saw this movie, I saw a few other reviews, and the majority of them were complaining about Baron Zemo's plan, that it was too convenient, that if certain events of the movie didn't happen, his plan wouldn't have worked. And I see that, especially in the second time seeing this movie, I really saw that. So that was It wasn't a major problem. It was just a nitpicky thing. But yeah, his motivation though, that it was a viable motivation. I really bought into that motivation. He wanted to, because he knows that he cannot destroy the Avengers himself. He cannot kill the Avengers himself. He wants the Avengers to kill each other. That's his main goal, for the Avengers to kill each other, because of the events of Sokovia, because of the events of what happened in Age of Ultron. Also, I love how all the previous Marvel films lead up to Civil War, Age of Ultron, because we see that many people in this movie are blaming bring up the events of Sokovia, and I like that. I like that connection. I like that link. It really connects it to the larger MCU. And also a reference from the comic books. I really enjoyed this, by the way. Remember in the comic books, yeah, when there's this little boy who died, his mother, who went to the funeral, confronted Tony. I can't remember her name, and then I remember that she spat in his face or something like. I think she did. I think she did. She spat in his face or something like that, and then that confrontation was one of the main reasons why Tony joined the registration act, because of the confrontation, because of that mother's son died in the Stanford incident. We got something similar to that in this movie, Captain America Civil War. This black lady, her son died in Sokovia, and she blames the Avengers for what happened with her son, and rightfully so, because who caused, although Ultron was the villain, who created Ultron? Tony Stark. See, so that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I was where I began to start to think maybe they should sign the Sokovia Accords. Maybe they should. That was one of the main reasons. So the first time I went to see this movie, I was, like I said, going in for Teen Cap. I came out slightly switching to Team Iron Man. So then I went into the second time viewing of in seeing this movie. I went in supporting Team Iron Man. I think I came out going back to Team Cap, and I'll tell you why. The final act of the movie was about Steve Rogers trying to recruit the Avengers, or a group of, it was trying to recruit people, as many people as he can, to stop Zemo from freeing the other Winter Soldiers, because we learned that in the movie there are other Winter Soldiers in the and Bucky's not the only one. There are others, and they think that Zemo is out to get them, but that wasn't Zemo's plan at all. Zemo's plan was just to lure them there, but we'll explain why in a minute. So yeah, I really love that, because he wants to gather a team to go and stop Zemo, basically. This is why I kind of switched back to Team Cap, because if the government, okay, say for example, if Zemo's plan was to free those Winter Soldiers and unleash them among the world, if the Avengers had to wait for the government's permission to go and after these people, it would have been too late, for one, and they might have even said, no, don't do that, because they might have wanted to deal with it themselves, but by then it probably would have been too late. So you see where I'm going, you see where I'm coming with this. At the same, I see both sides. That's what I like about this. I see both sides. So maybe I think that the Sokovia Accord, I think the Sokovia Accord should happen, but there should be like a rule that if it's like very serious, like if it's something like something Ultron related, or something like I don't know, let's say a bunch of Inhumans get loose. Don't wait for the police to try and do it, because by then it might have been too late. Let the Avengers do it. If it's something as big as a global destruction thing, do it. But if it's something small, like just stopping a small organization, evil organization operation, okay, yes, let the government handle that, or whatever. That's the way I think they should have. That's the way I think it could work if it ever did happen. If it ever did happen. So yeah, I just love the contrast, and also I love the fact that how Team Cap, they didn't actually, Captain America didn't gather his team to fight Team Cap. He gathered his team to fight Zemo and possibly the other Winter Soldiers. So I really love that. But it was Iron Man's team. It was when Iron Man gathered his team to fight Team Cap, but Team Cap didn't gather his team to fight Team Iron Man. It's just that they crossed paths and then they ended up fighting. So that was pretty cool. And the final, okay, speaking of fight scene, the final fight scene was so emotional, so impactful. It was, nah, because basically what happened, if you're watching this video, you already know. So when Bucky, Cap, and Iron Man are in Zemo's lair, they find out that it's Winter Soldier that killed Tony Stark's parents, and this drives Tony mad. This makes him say, like, you know what, screw it, screw everything. He's gonna kill Winter Soldier, and he was gonna kill. It seemed like he wanted to kill Captain America as well, but his main priority was Winter Soldier. But he would have killed Cap anyway. If Cap kept getting his way, he would have killed him, because I think pretty much now he hates Cap, because Cap knew about Bucky killing his parents and he didn't tell Iron Man. So that's why literally as soon as Iron Man found out that Cap knew that he knew about his parents' death, he literally took a step back, and then the music was building up, and then he just like punched. We saw it in the chairs as well. He just gave him one bang, bam, like that. I'm like, oh shucks, things are gonna get real now. Things were real before, so it was crazy. It was so crazy. And at the end of the day, in conclusion, Team Cap basically won, because they achieved their goal. Team Iron Man didn't achieve their goal. Their goal was to bring in Captain America and to capture the Winter Soldier, whereas Captain America's Team Cap's goal was to stop Zemo and save Bucky. That was their goal, and they succeeded. And at the end of the movie, we see that Captain America, he freed all of his teammates who were locked up in the Supermax prison after they were captured after the conclusion of the airport fight scene, basically. So that's how the movie ends, and now we are going to get, I think we're going to enter Avengers Infinity War with secret Avengers, because these Avengers, they're wanted, basically, so they're going to be secret Avengers now. So that's how we're going to start the Avengers Infinity War, so I really cannot wait. So yeah, the post-credit scenes, it's basically Bucky going back on ice because he wants to forget about all that's happened. He wants to like refresh his memory and all that stuff. The second post-credit scene is about Spider-Man, and we see that he had his, you know, that the light belt. I can't remember what it's called. It's if you're a fan of Spider-Man, you will know that he has some sort of light, but I don't know what it's called. And we saw that he developed it in the post-credit scene. So that's basically what it was, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah, that's basically what happened in the movie. The main things that happened, or what I liked, and the things that I liked about the movie as well. Me, I can hardly pick anything negative about this movie. The only thing I'll say, this is not a negative, I'm just saying, I thought there was going to be a major death. Although Peggy Carter died, we didn't see her death. That death was off screen, but we didn't see her die. I thought there was going to be a major death. Turns out that wasn't true. I don't know why, but I don't know. It just proves that the Russo brothers, they didn't need a death to make this movie seem serious. They didn't need the death to make this movie seem tense, emotional. You get the idea. So I applaud them for that. But at the same time, we were all teased with a major death in this movie, but we didn't get it. Maybe they're saving it for Infinity War. That's pretty real, because many people are going to be dying in Infinity War. We all know that. Basically, the whole world. If it's anything like the comics, the whole universe or half of the universe is just gonna die. So maybe they're saving it for Infinity War. Who knows? So yeah, I'm giving this movie, dare I say it, 20 out of 10. 20 out of 10. My favorite movie, my favorite Marvel movie, my favorite comic book movie, definitely. Last week, I watched Winter Soldier, Avengers, and Age of Ultron back to back on the same day, back to back. And I came to the conclusion that I think Winter Soldier was slightly better than both of them, Age of Ultron and Avengers. I think Avengers to be honest, yeah, I think Avengers may be better than Age of Ultron, maybe only by a tiny margin, The only, I'm not even going to get into that's another video for another day, but anyway. So yeah, and I think because I think Winter Soldier is better than those three by slightly, only ever so slightly. I think this one is definitely better than Winter Soldier. I think it is, to be honest. It's just my opinion. So yeah, that's my review of Captain America Civil War. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts down below in the comments. Did you like this movie? If you've seen it, yeah, I really feel sorry for US people in the US, because they still have to wait a whole another 7 more days. I don't know what I'll do. Oh, more collectibles, more toys, more collectibles. I just wanted to point that out. I was just funny. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.